Welcome everyone to This Week in WWE, where Jim and I just keep it short and sweet, and we do that every week. Now, live from Brussels, Belgium, we have Monday Night Raw, a place where we had great promos, we had great pyro, we had great matches and great entrances. That's what you need in these small shows. Although these shows were not small, you can definitely see where the United States went wrong and the European fan base excels. So opening off, we have Cody Rhodes and John Cena finally cutting a promo battle. And I thought this was the greatest heel promo that I've seen in a long time. Mostly because it's justified. You had John Cena talking about how even though he carried the company for 20 years, you still heard those, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." I thought that was great. And I thought it was even more great, him as a heel calling out that little boy that just said, "I loved you." I thought that was amazing. I thought him pulling off a heel promo without actually being a heel, just justifying why he did what he did. I think that's very much needed in the wrestling world. A lot of heel turns go unjustified, but this was totally justified. I was one of those kids yelling out, "Cena sucks," and I took no offense to it. I loved the fact that there were so many Cena fanboys that loved it, even though they got called out. Our second segment of the night is Penta against Ludwig Kaiser. And this is a whole no-hold-barred match, which basically means, like, what's up? Like, chair shots, I'm with it. Any type of, like, table, I'm with it. And the way it ended was a super kick with the chair in front of Ludwig Kaiser's face, ending with a Mexican destroyer and then the Penta driver. That was great. That was needed for Penta. It was needed for Ludwig Kaiser because I feel like as Imperium imploded back way when, if you underachieve, Gunther's gonna get you at one point. And he is the leader of Imperium. I think this adds a little bit more to Ludwig Kaiser than it does more to Penta. But Penta did say that he was going to go after the IC title. Next up, we have Dakota Kai going against Ivy Nile. And it was a great match. I found it very interesting that the Creed brothers were out there along with Chad Gable. I thought that was pretty cool to see him back on screen. We have the LWO running in to fight the Creed brothers, taking them out of the equation. And Dakota Kai picked up the win, which I felt was needed for her. In a women's segment, we have the contract signing between Bianca Belair and Io Sky for WrestleMania. And, they sign and, they have this little stare off, and out comes Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out, she takes both of them out, and she picks up the contract. She signs it, and then she walks away, and thought that was weird. Like, you can't just pick up a contract, put your name on it, and everything's good. But I think, that makes it official, I guess, as a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which I don't mind. I think it's going to be a banger of a match. We have Jey Uso going against Austin Theory, and it was the second segment of the night after the Cody Rhodes and John Cena promo battle. And I read online that this Jey Uso match was a squash match because Cena and Cody went over their time, which makes no sense to me because the whole point of going to Netflix means you can extend the time. And what was supposed to be about 11-minute match turns out to be a 30-second squash. That at that point, just scrap the whole match and have Gunther and Jay fight backstage or something. I just thought Austin Theory didn't really deserve that squash. Next up, we have the LWO, Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio going against the Creed brothers. And it was a great match. I thought Julius Creed is just showing his athleticism week in, week out, jumping to the top rope in one run. It ends with a Hurricanrana from Rey Mysterio into the 619 and the 123. Out comes this masked man from last week, and he's attacking Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. He does a flying headbutt for off the top rope. I thought that was interesting, and I like this feud because you have Chad Gable, who was trying to learn the luchador style, and you also have Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee like at the top of their game right now, especially as a tag team. Our main event is Braun Breaker defending the IC title against Finn Balor, and this was a great match with really cool spots. I like the jumping clothesline onto the announce table by Braun Breaker. We had the Breakensteiner from the top rope, ends with the spear 1 2 3, but not without Dom and Carlito trying to get involved in the match, which ended up biting them in the butt. Because, I mean, Finn Balor loses his balance, and then that's when the Frankensteiner comes, and then the spear. I think that they're heading towards a Finn Balor and Dom Mania match, basically, because over the last couple weeks, you have Finn Balor calling him a snake, not trusting him, not trusting each other, really. And so that's that's what I think is going to happen, have Dom and Finn at WrestleMania. Well, that is the Raw review. I'm Dro, and I'm going to pass it over to Jim.
Thank you, Dro, and hello, everyone. My name is Jimmy, no relation to Big Jimmy Uso whatsoever, and this is your short and sweet SmackDown review and recap in Bologna, Italia. Arrivederci. Guys, I can't stress this. I just can't stress this enough. Even more than Dro, European crowds are so much better than American crowds, and you can just feel it the moment the show goes on air. And apart from that, I can't speak for everyone else, but I know for me, I hope international crowds, especially European crowds, can get more WWE shows. Not only will the wrestlers appreciate it, but I feel like the product will benefit highly from it. So please, Triple H, please TKO, let's get this going. Let's get this show going international. Guys, SmackDown kicks off with the Viper Randy Orton coming out to address that Italian crowd. And hearing that pop in a European crowd for a legend such as Randy Orton, it just brings a smile to my face and warms my heart. Such an amazing crowd. But anyway, as we move forward, he comes out, addresses the crowd, and as he's coming out, finally gets to the ring. Before he even says one word, Kevin Owens comes out. And Kevin keeps it short and straight to the point. Kevin explains why he saved Mello, why he pulled him out before Randy could even move closer to hit that punt. And after everything else, Kevin asked Randy to put everything aside and just work together to try and go after the tag team titles. And the Viper, he doesn't forget, especially with Kevin trying to end his career. Viper tells him to shove that apology to you know what. And he says he's going to kick Kevin's head off. And you know what, guys? You know what that tells me? We've got a WrestleMania match. And we do. WrestleMania, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. It's going to be a good one. And hopefully, as we progress forward to Vegas, we get a stipulation because this match needs one. Our first match of the night is Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso. And guys, there's no words for this. Where one Uso botches, the other goes flying. Big Jim starts us off with a great over-the-top jump to land on all competitors. And things are heating up for the team of Damian Priest and Jimmy Uso. And the match has a small back and forth between all competitors, but ultimately, Damian Priest hits the South of Heaven on Shinsuke Nakamura, and he picks up the win for his team. And as he can celebrate, a little too early. Drew McIntyre comes out, attacks him from behind, and just leaves him laying in the ring. And things are heating up in this feud on the road to WrestleMania. Guys, our second match of the night is Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. And when you can get the big SOB and the Samoan werewolf together in the same ring in front of a riled up Italian crowd, you know fireworks are about to go off. And fireworks indeed did go off. Jacob Fatu is pushed into the corner by Braun Strowman, and Braun is showing off his dominance, showing off why he is the better man, why he is dominant over Jacob. But as you know, the Samoan werewolf will not go down without a fight, and we get a great back and forth by both men, showing their skills, their strength, and aggression towards one another. But as many things in life, all good things must come to an end. We get Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga coming in to attack Braun Strowman, and that leads to a disqualification where Braun Strowman picks up the win. But after all is said and done, we get L.A. Knight, coming in to level in the playing field and help Braun Strowman. And as things are cleared out, the three Samoan relatives retreat, go back into the locker room. Braun Strowman and L.A. Knight, go face to face, have a standoff. As you know, the next challenger for that United States title is the big SOB himself, Braun Strowman. Next up, we just have a video-to-video between the challenger, Charlotte Flair, and the champion, Tiffany Stratton. And guys, there's not much to talk about this. It's just a little, confrontation, I guess, a little heat, to heat up their feud going on towards their match at WrestleMania. Not much. Both women mentioned some good points, and I'll just leave it at that. Next up on SmackDown, we have Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. Zelina Vega, after finally breaking apart from the LWO, she takes on Piper to push forward her aspirations for the women's U.S. title. This was I guess, okay match. Piper, her size advantage definitely showed in this match as she was dominating. Zelina put up a fight, but ultimately Piper overpowered her and picked up the win. Next, we have Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill. Liv takes on Jade after finally, after that short and brief confrontation at the Elimination Chamber, we get a little payoff, right? And match starts off, Jade takes control. She shows her dominance. Liv knows she can't beat Jade by herself. So she grabs her things. Basically like that one disgruntled kid in a soccer game, football game, basketball game, whatever sport. They pick up their ball and walk away. But Jade isn't having any of that. She goes, gets Liv back into the ring, and this match carries on. And we have quite a show. But eventually Naomi comes. She hits, just whacks Jade with the title. And Jade, sadly, has to feel the effects of Liv's oblivion, gets taken down, pinned in the middle of the ring, and Liv Morgan is your winner. And things are picking up for this match that could potentially happen between Jade Cargill and Naomi. Next up, we have your new tag team champions, the Street Profits, Mr. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. And guys, I can't stress this enough. The Italian crowd already did my job. These guys are over and deserve to win those titles weeks and weeks ago. But finally, the trigger is pulled, and these guys are champions. And they're cutting their promo as champions, rightfully so. But then, Los Garzas with Santos Escobar, Mr. No Pop, comes out to confront them. Santos cuts a promo. We get Pretty Deadly coming out saying their piece. We got a whole little tag team escapade going on. But then we get the call. Los Garzas will take on the Street Profits, and the match is underway in Italy. And gotta give it up to both teams, both showing the amazing athleticism, power, and technique they both have within their wrestling. And it shows off in this match. And it's just so astonishing to see how talented both these teams are. We go back and forth. But ultimately, Tez hits the ultimate frog splash. And Street Profits pick up the win. And guys, this reign is going to be interesting. The tag team division within SmackDown, it's heating up, guys. It's heating up. Finally, guys, the moment we've been waiting for all night. It's Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, and CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins all together in the ring to talk about the elephant in the room. And when I mean elephant, I mean what transpired in Madison Square Garden in that steel cage match. We start off with Roman Reigns coming out and addressing that Italian crowd. And what a pop he gets. It's just so soothing and nice in our ears. Just hear our Tribal Chief get that pop to try to build up this match as we move forward to the road to WrestleMania. Roman comes out, explains the situation, and as he does, he says, if anyone's got a problem with him, they can come out and just say it. And who else answers that call? None other than Seth freaking Rollins. Seth comes out and he gets to the ring, explains to Roman, hey, you should have let me deal with Punk when I had the chance. But before anything else can be said, it's time. It's time for CM Punk to come out. And Punk comes out to an extravagant roar from the crowd. The crowd is going crazy for the presence of CM Punk. He comes out. He cuts his promo. He lets Roman know, hey, a Royal Rumble is every man for himself. And he lets his hatred for Rollins be known. And here we go. All men at it. You know, words can only do so much, but physical altercation is what this ultimately leads to. And hey, they go back and forth. We get some outside the ring action. Some steel steps comes into play. But ultimately, the ending of SmackDown, as we get to the ending credits, is all three men being separated by WWE officials. And ladies and gentlemen, we know that this match for WrestleMania is going to be a banger. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this video. We can't thank you enough. Please, if you can, hit that like, that comment, that subscribe. Yeah! And we shall see you soon. And thank you once again for joining us on this journey that we like to call pro wrestling. Yeah!